What's up, pups? How you guys doing? I'm still doing great, thanks for asking. Wow, does this video look very similar to something you saw recently? That's because I'm filming 2 videos in one outfit in one sitting. Deal with it. This is the top 5 male Harry Potter characters video that I told you guys I would be doing. So number 1, I'm going to start with Albus Dumbledore. Someone keeps slamming doors. Stop it. Albus Dumbledore is just the story. He is the story. He is everything to Harry Potter. And I know that is a very big statement to be making, but I feel like most of the story obviously is being told by J.K. Rowling, but it's being told from Dumbledore too. Dumbledore is who gives us all the historical facts that we need to know about any part of the story, whether it be learning about Voldemort's past, or Ministry of Magic, or Gregorovitch, things that have happened to him in the past. He always just seems to have the right things to say. He knows so much history. He's been around forever. He helps Harry with anything that Harry needs. He basically can see the future. It's never actually said that Albus Dumbledore can see the future, but you always kind of have that feeling in the back of your mind like Dumbledore knows what's going on. Like he's just that wise and he's that strong and just the that fantastic wizard that ever lived. Albus Dumbledore to me is the story of Harry Potter. Like that. Number 2 is Neville Longbottom, and I know a lot of the girls are gonna agree with me on this, maybe not so much the guys that like Harry Potter, but Neville was always that like quirky, weird kid that like, you know, year 1, year 2 of Hogwarts, you're like, what is wrong with you, Neville? Get away from me. And then all of a sudden, year 6, 7 comes along, and you're like, Neville, what up? Like he just became like, and I don't just mean that with his looks, I mean like he literally became this strong, ambitious person. He became the Gryffindor that he was meant to be. Like he just all of a sudden like took a hold of the reins and like whoosh, like yeah. I can't even really explain the transition that he made from becoming this quiet, small, scared little boy into this snake-slaying, Gellert Gryffindor sword-wielding, awesome person. Like, it's, what is it? Number 3 is Hagrid. Hagrid is just fantastic. He's just always there when you need him for a kind word or a laugh or something's going awry and it might be Hagrid's fault. There are children screaming, you're ruining my video. Not only that, but what makes Hagrid such a kick-ass character is that he always seems to get himself in these huge problems with these like illegal animals and illegal creatures. But he loves so much. Like he just has so much love in his heart. He doesn't like to see these creatures go without homes or mothers, or just that he doesn't like to see things being left alone, so he wants to take care of them, and it always gets him into trouble, but he just has such a big heart, and I like that about his character. He always sticks to his guns, he doesn't betray, he is one of the best characters in the series, I think. And next is actually my favorite character, Severus Snape. I can't even put into words how much I love Snape. I'll always love him. It's very similar to what I said about Tonks in my last video with her being a Hufflepuff and showing her courage. Snape being a Slytherin and showing his compassion and his love was very Gryffindor of him, actually. And I always will love Snape for the amount of love that he had for Lily. So much, in fact, that he will do everything possible to protect Harry while at the same time simultaneously fighting the demons of looking at Harry and seeing his father's face. It's like an internal struggle because he sees Lily, whom he loves so much, but then he sees James and he hates James, and it's just this internal struggle for Snape this entire time, and I just liked seeing that struggle, I guess. I don't really like seeing that struggle. I don't want Snape to hurt, but I just thought that that was such an integral part to his character, like seeing the struggle that he goes through, and he wants to protect Harry, and he does, and it's just so sad, and I just can't even talk about his death right now because it will make me cry, but his death was probably the hardest death for me to watch and read about in all of the series. Like, that was the most difficult. We gotta change subjects. I'm going to cry. Number 5 is a character that I don't think many people ever think about, and he is actually, to me, one of the coolest characters in the series. I love Snape, like Snape's my favorite character, but if I had to have a second favorite character, I really think it would be this person, and this person is Gellert Grindelwald. Now, I know that's super weird because Grindelwald is not a main character. Like, he's barely even mentioned, what, more than like a handful of times? But when he is mentioned, it's always very thought-provoking things. Like, I'm not sure if people think about Harry Potter the way I do. Like, I'll sit and I'll analyze so many things and just try to like figure out why things happen the way they do, and I read all of those websites that post about like the secret hidden meanings and things that happen in the books and the movies, and like I'm into that. And from everything that was said about Grindelwald in the movie and the book, he was terrifying. Like, such a major character. I mean, for starters, he was best friends with Albus Dumbledore growing up. They were best friends, and because of a duel, Ariana died. Dumbledore's sister died because of Grindelwald and Albus, like, dueling, and then she died. And what's terrible about that is it was a three-way duel, so Dumbledore has lived his entire life not knowing if he killed his sister or if Grindelwald killed his sister. Like, that's terrible. So that started them not being friends, and Grindelwald goes off, and Dumbledore can't kill him because he just can't. Grindelwald goes off, steals the Elder Wand from Gregorovitch, starts creating a massive army because he literally wants to take over the planet. Like, he wants to have Muggles as like the subspecies and have magic folk like basically running the world, or at least magic folk that agree with him. And anyone else that doesn't agree, you're out of here. He even creates Nurmengard, an entire prison, very similar to Azkaban, but without the Dementors, to store his prisoners in. This guy was insane. He was hell-bent on being like the most powerful wizard in the world. Like, hell-bent. Even in the book, The Life and Lies of Albus Dumbledore, it was quoted that he would have been the most evilest dark wizard of all time if not for a decade later Voldemort showing up and taking that crown from him. Like, he was that evil. In fact, I personally believe, some people may not, I personally believe he was a more evil dark wizard than Voldemort. He was like on another level than Voldemort. Like, Voldemort is just, Voldemort is Voldemort. He's crazy, he does things sloppily, he just all over the place, just wants to live forever and like whatever. Grindelwald was on like this level. Voldemort's here, Grindelwald's like way up here, like in his like evilness and just overall like dark magic stuff. Too much. Grindelwald even said that he saw Voldemort as a powerful idiot who didn't understand anything. Like, he did not get it. That's what he said. And look at Grindelwald's character. Like, this guy was always described as a maniacal, laughing, crazy, wild-eyed guy. Like, he was just out there, like really out there. I mean, one of the scenes that sticks out for me in the 7th book, 8th movie, is when Voldemort goes to visit Grindelwald in prison and is basically saying, "Where is the Elder Wand? You need to give it to me." And I don't want to screw up this quote, so I'm gonna read it to you the way that it is. I wrote it down. This is exactly what Grindelwald says to Voldemort. "Kill me then, Voldemort. I welcome death, but my death will not bring you what you seek. There is so much you don't understand." And he's saying this while he's laughing, and Voldemort kills him. And Grindelwald doesn't give none whatsoever, no to be given. His character is so in-depth, and if you don't know much about Grindelwald, I highly suggest Wikipediaing him, because just his life is insane. Like, his character, he would probably be the most powerful male character to me. Like, he's just got such a backstory and such a life and just so evil. It's insane. Read about him. Alright, you guys, well, that is my top 5, and like I had last video, I do have an honorable mention for this video. The honorable mention is Harry Potter. I get it. The story is about Harry Potter, right? Like Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. It's all about him, except for it's really not, because Harry Potter is shaped by all of these other characters. Like, every other character in the series really does make Harry who he is, and all of these other characters add so much to him as a character that I have to say he wouldn't be who he is without all of these other fantastic characters. So that's why I give him an honorable mention, because whereas I do love Harry's character and I do love Harry Potter, there are so many other characters that add to him with their vibrant personalities and their evil, and I just feel like that is almost more important than being the main character of a story, is being shaped and molded by your sub-characters, or whatever you want to call them. Alright, you guys, well that is it for today's video. If this is the first video that you are seeing of mine, hi, I'm Kayleigh. You should subscribe by hitting that red button down below and we can become best friends forever. Links to my Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, and Instagram are also in the description bar. I will see you guys in a few days with another video. Peace out, Trouts.